The restaurant business is renowned for having a low profit margin. Therefore, it is imperative to keep an eye on the major cost centers at all times. In theory, this is really quite easy. Yet in practice, you would be surprised how many operators forego actively monitoring these areas simply because the tasks are often tedious, boring, and most importantly, time-consuming. Below, we will cover some of the most critical areas and highlight how different technology platforms can assist in ensuring that restaurants keep tabs on these critical areas with ease. Number 1, labor costs. Labor costs are usually the highest expense that restaurants need to deal with. Our work is labor intensive, very customer centric, and let's face it, your staff are one of your most costly yet valuable intangible assets that can make a huge difference to the bottom line. They can make your guests feel at home, are in a good position to increase revenues via sound upselling, and are quite often the reason that inspire customers to return. Whilst we will not get into the topic of hiring and retaining key staff today, there is a very fine line between under and overstaffing your operation, and finding that sweet spot of how to maintain your costs, yet provide the excellent service that you are renowned for. Quite often, this is left up to the discretion of the operational manager's judgment. This could be a hit or miss, even if you have a quite seasoned veteran overseeing your operation. Considering that this area alone could be the make or break of your business, only a true optimist would chance not using a platform that could assist in scheduling staff in the most optimal way based on historical trends. One such platform that we like to use is Planday, a cloud-based scheduling software, which when fully integrated with a supported POS platform can give both real-time and historical insight into how to utilize your manpower. Real-time POS revenue versus labor costs is one of the most critical components of a successful restaurant, and quite often cannot be found in legacy or older POS platforms. Planday further supports employee communications to allow shift swapping and holiday planning, as well as accurate time clocking on the POS or on the employee's own mobile device, as well as a central repository to store all employee documents and work performance logs. Number 2, recipe and ingredient management. F&B costs are usually the second largest cost center for restaurants, yet often one of the weakest tracked areas in the small and even mid-sized restaurant sector. Ballparking your cost percentages from your monthly P&L is just not enough in this low-margin industry. We highly recommend to track inventory down to the ingredient level, understand your dish costs, and keep an eye on all the costs all the way through your supply chain. While some restaurants have a good grasp on this, the reality is that this can be a pretty daunting task to do on paper or via Excel spreadsheets. Everyone has seen those videos on how to calculate cost percentages and do menu engineering, but the reality is that as soon as the cost of a product changes, you can go back to the drawing board. This is where once again, software can assist in your monitoring efforts. But not all hospitality cost control systems are A, easy and intuitive to use, and B, granular enough. Our suggestion is to use a system such as MarketMan, a well-known cloud-based hospitality-centric solution that covers all areas from supply chain to inventory and right through to recipe management. We further recommend that this needs to be fully integrated with a POS system. The POS system passes on the daily PLU sales to MarketMan, which in turn then converts these values into depletions at the ingredient level. What you are left with is inventories based on perpetual counts of theoretical depletions of the dishes sold to customers versus periodical counts based on your actual on-hand quantities. This allows you to quickly see shortcomings in dish profitability, portion control, shrinkage, and potentially theft. Number 3, ongoing focus on operational efficiencies. When compared to manufacturing, operational efficiencies are often overlooked in the hospitality industry, particularly in established businesses. Efficiencies can literally be found in most of your operational tasks if you start making a habit of trying to identify these. It might be as easy as how to better prepare your mise en place, or more complex, like looking at the flows of dish preparation or product delivery. Some restaurants have found some quick and easy wins in this area by using handheld technology to their advantage. Solid and reliable hybrid cloud solutions, such as Peppercorn POS, allows the server to place orders whilst at the table, automatically print these requests out in the various production areas, and take payments right at the table. In essence, this already eliminates 3 service steps for a server. Now, multiply this times the number of tables this server may deal with on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis, and you'll get a quick glance into the labor hours that you could potentially save. This is just one example, but think about how your current and future systems might be able to assist in streamlining your operation. Number 4, menu engineering. In a similar manner to the ingredient level discussion above, dish performance and pricing can sometimes be overlooked or not done regularly by restaurants. Menu engineering in itself is a very useful practice to identify which dishes need to be dropped, and you gain an overall perspective on what is working and what is not. It is also relatively easy to do this with an Excel spreadsheet, but the difficulty lies in the fact that when underlying pricing at either the cost or retail level change, and they do regularly, then your calculations are already dated. In a similar manner to some of the above mentioned points, this is where software might be able to assist the busy owner or manager. Many of the above mentioned systems work in unison to give these insights to owners in a split second, rather than having to manually update spreadsheets. Number 5, invest in technology. Small and mid-sized hospitality units have traditionally been slow adopters of technology. This has historically been partly due to the excessive costs of both hardware and software components in the past. Quite often, the return on investment only made sense for larger establishments or chains. In today's age, many software providers have moved to a SaaS model, which lowers upfront costs and lowers the barrier of entry for smaller operators. This, combined with the use of affordable and readily available consumer electronics, rather than proprietary PC-based components, makes technology more accessible. We recommend embracing and keeping a close eye on current and emerging technology and discovering how these can assist you in keeping track of changes in your business, reducing paperwork, cutting costs, and provide clarity for strategic direction. Not all technology is created equally, so it pays to do your homework and find solutions that meet your needs. Whilst logic might point towards finding that one bundled offering that encompasses all aspects, pay heed to the fact that you are looking for quality, not quantity when it comes to features. Whilst there are certainly exceptions to the rule, some bundled offerings may well have overextended themselves into fields outside their area of expertise, simply to provide products that sound great from a sales and marketing perspective. Don't be afraid of technology, but due diligence is required to find the right product or products that suit your individual business needs.